Hello guys and girls and welcome to one more AI Artist TV. Today we're going to be talking about something which is probably the most polemic subject right now in the world of AI. And it's how to refer to other artists' style to influence the artwork that we are doing. We're going to learn on this video to make this properly, to make this fair, and at the end, you're going to have your own style, amazing results, and amazing resources for you to inspire yourself and to develop and deliver something amazing, okay? So, to jump straight to the action, I'm going to first teach you guys how to refer properly. For doing that, the prompt that we're going to be working will be like this. It will be like setup, subject, reference, tag, and parameters. So that's a very basic prompt. And after that, we're going to get this reference that we have here in the middle, okay? And we're going to be adding controls, artist name, and the linkage here. So I will explain how to add that to the prompt without having any big issues. But let's start with the basic prompt first, okay? Let's start with the prompt here. Let's put here, imagine side view of elephant AR 3.2. So aspect ratio 3.2, side view of an elephant. So right now, I'm gonna tell you this. There's a lot of name of artists. MidJourney is already trained in thousands of names of artists. Thousands. Myself already reached the document 2,000 of artists. So there's 1,000 of possible artists to be using. So there's a lot of references online, a lot of database online. Those who are member of my Patreon, you can join my Patreon with this others that show in the screen right now. Those who are member of this Patreon that is in the screen right now can have access to this kind of database which I have to my members, which pretty much I'm documenting all the artists that are possible, and then we have here some reference. So to working today here on the reference we are doing, the first artist that I'm gonna get to the reference, I would say that the first two artists I'm gonna get for a reference will be this one here, will be Adam Wolif, and Adona Care. So let's get the name of those two here, and let's create a new prompt here. So first prompt will be side view of elephant, the style of Adona Care, art style, and the second one will be the Wolf guy. Let's see here. And the second one will be same thing as this one. And I'm gonna be Adolf Wolf art style. But let's look now here. Why it go loading here? Let's go checking here a little bit the structure, how to call an artist. As you see, I'm keep the controls. Okay, oh, so the controls will be here. I'm not putting any control yet. I'm gonna put the artist name and the linkage. Art style is linkage. Let's talk about a little bit about the linkage right now. Why I'm using the name art style and I'm not using straight like the beginning, because in the beginning will be the controls. Controls are pretty much like things that we're gonna be using later to mix that, to do a hybrid, to do other stuff. So the best way that I found out that I could link to the artist is say art style. Why I'm saying art style, I'm not only using style. Because sometimes happened with me already that we use a name of an artist, which is also a name of celebrity or also a name of someone important, which sometimes they mix. So if I just put this the name of the person and style, sometimes they get the beard, the way the people dress, or even the face sometimes. Sometimes MidJourney confuses a little bit. When you put art style is the best way because they know that you're referring to someone that's an artist that have an art style. So normally it's true shot. Second thing important like this, not always we're gonna refer using art style. So for example, if you are using of a sculptor, so for example, you can say the name of the sculptor is sculpture. Now, so for example, you're gonna name something and you say name of the person's sculpture. If it's an architect, we're gonna use the name of architecture or project or building, whatever you're doing. So sometimes you can say straight, and sometimes you can say as well with the artist, you can put the name of the artist, you put painting. Illustration, you can also like that. But I like to use art style on this because for me, I have a better result because sometimes when I use painting, they put the frames. Sometimes when I use illustration, they put something on the paper. So I like to use art style, okay? So art style is the one I suggest you use. So going back here, let's see here the results we got. So as you see, we have two very different results. Adona Care already gave, this is the MidJourney results that we had. Now we have here the Adona Care result, which is totally different. And then we have here the Wolf guy result, which is totally different as well. So what we want to do now is mix those things together, okay? So what I'm going to do here, the proper way of mixing the art of those two here. Oh, let's do one more here, by the way. Let's get here, and I'm going to add one more besides those one. Because in the end, we're going to mix three of them. But let's put here side view of elephant in the style of, let's go back here to my document, to my database. Let's get here the Aaron Douglas as well. I think it will be also another very different guy to. So why it's loading this one? Let's get here. But imagine how we mix down two styles to get something very different. Because right now, as I say, to be fair, you will not get the result of one of those that I gave already, because it's in the style of other artists and used to post somewhere or to create a product or to deliver a final work. Don't do that, because doing that's the wrong thing. Doing that, you get work of style of someone that developed for years and years and then use it for yourself. So let's keep developing real more. So the best way to do this is two things: adding a little effects that I'm gonna talk in the end as well, or mixing this. So let's create some mix here. Let's get here and create a prompt this way. This time we're gonna get the two names and we're gonna use we can use two different names in front of it. We can use a hybrid of two names, or we can use mixing two names. I got very good results with those two terms in the beginning, as I'm calling the controls. A hybrid tends to mix more the elements. So he really funds the two elements. A mixing is a little more separate, but it still mix a little bit, but not so much. So if you really want to mix the elements instead of something, so for example, you're going to see that when I use a hybrid, there will be a lot of things inside the elephant. Hybrid will be very mixed inside the elephant. When I use mixing, it's more variations, okay? So let's do here. Let me show both examples for you. So first, let's put here the prompt with the hybrid, and let's put the second prompt here with the mixing. Mixing also sometimes looks better, right? Because you don't have a hybrid of, so I have just mixing, Adolfo Wolfi and Adona art style. And as you see, when I use art style in the end, I can only say directly, I don't even touch the art, just say mixing, this one, art style. And we're gonna see the result. By the way, we got here the result of Aaron Douglas as well. You see it's a very different this style compared to the other styles as well. Okay, so let's get here this mixing and this hybrid. And you guys are gonna see now we're gonna have a result which is really not anymore not all of those artists. Now we are creating something out of the blue, something very new. So first one here, as I said, the hybrid. As you see, the hybrid, we already have a lot of the elements that's used by Adona car, which is the trees or the nature elements. Already we have a lot of intricated inside the elephant, like the woolly guy. So it's very mixed already both here, and it's already another totally different style, original style, because I'm positive that those two never met, those two never worked together. So now you're having an inspiration of two artists developing something very new and brand new, and this is amazing that AI can do that. Okay, as you see, mixing, they already keep more colors because is already doing something more separate about the colors as well. It's more colorful because it's using a lot of colorful from the other artists. But I will talk more about how to get more elements from the others. So this is the way of doing properly. Before the control, mixing or hybrid of, and name two artists. You can name three artists as well. We're gonna do three artists in the end, because before doing three artists, I wanna tell you something very important here now. The amount of elements that you add for each of the artists, you can control. And we're gonna control that with prompt weights, okay? So let's go here now and let me show you how we're gonna do prompt weights. Work with the basic idea of 10. 10 is the number in your head, 10. I will explain what is this 10. So let's get a prompt here. Let's put those two artists again. And let's do like this. Imagine you're gonna do side view of elephant mixing. Adolf Wolfley, I'm putting it with the weight 6 and Adona car 4. Always go like this, 6, 4, 7, 3, okay? 5, 5, you don't need to put because it will be the mixing. So 6, 4, I'm saying that I want more of the colors of Adolf and less the colors of the paintings and the elements of Adona car. Okay? And let's do another one that we invert that. Let's see the other one that I want. The Adolfo with 4 and Adona car with 6. Normally, I always work with 4 and 6 about the amount of elements. Very few cases I use 7, 3, 8, 2, 8, 2. I almost dominate everything. We get maybe something very, very punctual, the thing. And then also I'm using mixing. Mix already a little better to separate than hybrid, but you can use on hybrid as well, okay? So mixing of Adona Care, you're gonna see that the one that I put Adona Care with 6, we're gonna have less colors, so you're gonna be more in the style of the grayish. As you remember, let's see here on my file again. As you remember, Adona Care, she have a style a little bit more grayish. As you see, Adona Care, she have a little more grayish style. And then we're gonna get the one here, Adolfo Willith, is a lot of which more color and intricated stuff, okay? So as you see here, the one that I put more weight on the Adolf Wolff, way more colors, way more intricated, way more things happening. And the one that I did here, the more weight to I don't care, way less colors, way more trees she does, but still having here a lot of intricate and elements of the Wolff guy. So learn this. 4-6, it's be for me amazing to work with this. When I'm working with 3 artists, okay, normally I do 4-3-3, okay, or 4-4-2, 4-3-3, but always stay in the multiple, in the sum of 10. You're gonna go there, you're gonna be good. So let's use 3 artists. To put 3 artists, I don't need to go back now to not to use weight again. And to using 3 artists is very easy as well. I will just get here in the elephant, and I'm gonna put side view. Let's put here this one. This is the side view of the elephant, mixing Adolf Wolff, Aaron Douglas, and Adonna care art style. I miss the style here, art style. Okay, and now you're gonna see that we're gonna have some vegetation more in the style of Aaron Douglas. Let's remember here how is his style, so we can identify in the result. See, now you're gonna get this one here. Now you're gonna get a little bit more linear vegetation. You're gonna get a little bit more organized elements in the picture. You're gonna see the mixing of 3 artists, and pretty much if 2 artists where we mix is already something brand new that you are creating. When you put now the 3rd artist, it becomes something very, very new. I love to mix 3 artists. 4 is pretty much like I explained on the video that more than 3 elements, MidJourney already confused itself. So 4 elements already get too much confused. Some of them is missing. So if I'm gonna tell you to mix artists, go to the limit of 3 artists, you're gonna be good. So here we have now something totally new. I have the trace of Adonna Care, I have the intrication of Wolff guy, and I have the organized elements in the nature more in the style of the Aaron Douglas. So it's a brand new result, something very new that no one ever did. It's your style, it's your creation, and you're doing it. Of course, you can play now with the subject any way you want. Elephant, giraffe, you can put more stuff. You can say the elephant is giant, it's not. You can do whatever you want with the elephant. But what else we can do here? There are very few things you can't do working with art or style. Let me give you some stuff you can't do, it won't work. First one, lights. You cannot control light on this kind of work. If I use the work of an artist, light is something that you can try to put, it won't work. It won't make any difference. Other thing is accents. Accents as well, for example, adding accents as neon, fire, and doing this kind of accents to create more elements won't work as well. Adding details sometimes doesn't work as well, the level of details. Sometimes that makes not much difference. And if it does, sometimes destroy a little bit the art because they start trying to add some elements out of the control. So details, lights, those things don't work. So what works here? There's one thing that works very well. It's play with the colors. I have not made yet any video about colors. I might make one of the fruit, but colors mentioning works very good. So let's do here a little bit variations of this one, play with the colors. So let's get here, imagine. I will go back to the 2 artists only because I think 2 artists, I will put here, prompt. So let's go here with the elephant. Let's get Aaron Douglas out. And I'm gonna put here some things related with color. So now we are in the last part of the prompt. So let's remember the prompt here in the screen. So now what I'm doing is pretty much now coming here to tech. Okay, so I got the setup, side view, subject, my elephant in the jungle, references, the mixing of 2 artists, art style. Now we're gonna talk about a little bit about the tech commands here that we can do, and the tech command we can do here now pretty much will be about the colors. So we're gonna put here 2 things. We're gonna put here vibrant colors, and we're gonna do here also high contrast. So I'm giving here 2 commands, which is pretty much the helm of controlling the palette. I have, as I said, I will do a video of that in the future, but those work. Those gonna make some difference on the art. And I could use bright as well. There's around 35 or 36, I don't remember now, controls for colors without doing palettes as well. You can try to do palettes. But pretty much now I'm working here on the shadows, on the things, on the shadow, I'm sorry, on the contrast and things like this. This will work. You're gonna see that got different results. So one thing you can do, play with the colors to keep evolve your style. Another thing that works when you use the artist is that, by the way, you're gonna see a lot of on MidJourney Gallery, people use the name of artists and put a lot of effects that none of them is working, or if they are working, the artist, the style is not working. So as you see here now, I put here the vibrant color, high contrast. Clearly, we now have vibrant colors. We have much more contrast and etc. So in here as well, we have way more vibrant color, not much contrast, but we have the colors. So colors and contrast working, mixing artists. There's another important point to talk about artists. Sometimes some artists are limited to some kind of elements. I cannot show right now, maybe here, but I'm using 3 artists that I know that are very well trained in MidJourney. But sometimes I'm going to use artists that, for example, let's say it's an artist that always just painted landscapes. If you ask for the artist to create a character, MidJourney will have a problem. We create something very basic, or they will try to guess how it is. So it's not good. So before using an artist on your work, try to go to the artists that probably have something to deal with. The same thing, like, for example, you get an artist who never did an abstract and ask an abstract if this artist style. It will not be something so cool, not be something so different. So if you're going to ask for something to use in your work, understand the type of work and understand what kind of artists really have elements and style that could add to you. Another thing important is this. It's pointless to add 3 styles that are very similar, for example. If 3 artists have very similar style, you will create something that looks more like the same artist. So try to create as well. I'm doing here. I'm getting 3 very different styles and create something that can blow the mind of people, okay? So research the artists that you're doing. Check what kind of work they do, if it really makes sense. Then give a good hint as well. One thing you can do, for example, like I did here, get someone who's very good drawing lines and drawing, and get someone very good in coloring, and get someone very good in arrange, like I did here. Like just in here, I got 3 guys, 3 artists, very different, right? So let's go back now here. Another thing you can do, and you can play now with a lot of different types of methods. Okay, so let me give you an example. What I'm talking about now. I'm talking about beginning of the prompt as well. I will do a video about methods very soon, but that's how I say. So I'm putting here side view. Let's get the high contrast and anything this. So look what I can do here as well. For example, I can do here, I can put side view. Methods is the last one. I can put side view clamation. There's a lot, by the way, those who have access to my library, we know that's what I have a lot of methods here. So I have a database of methods here. No, again, my Patreon here is in the screen. You can have access to all this. Let's get clamation. Let's get here oil painting. Clamation, let's do oil painting, and let's do here street view. So playing with the methods works as well, okay? There are some artists which will not work, that are limited. So sometimes will work, so very rare, but happen with me sometimes. I try to do, for example, metal embossing with some artist style that doesn't work because it's impossible sometimes for me to cover that. And sometimes, clamation, by the way, let's see how if clamation works. Clamation didn't work much, as you see as well. See, I was talking about clamation. Maybe I will do a reload here because I tested before clamation all of this and I know it works. So let's see if we can get better. So let's continue here. So here, which one is this? Oil painting. So we have a pretty much more vivid colors than oil painting and much more the composition. As I said, since I said painting in the beginning of the prompt, it's giving me some paintings. This problem here that MidJourney does because I mentioned an object in the beginning of the prompt. So he thinks already the part of the subject. I've mentioned an object. So they give me some painting. To resolve that, I could put oil painting after the thing, but this is something I will explain methods. We have here the clamation. Clamation really didn't work well, but we have here as well street view. So we have here big walls with this as well. So we can use methods to change a little bit the thing here. And let me try one more here because I think those one are not being good yet. But let me get something with let's try mosaic. Mosaic is a good one to try. So as I said, some will not work, but some will. It's pretty much a game of you trying to find out which one gonna make your artwork. But I know methods work. So side view, mosaic. Let's put a mosaic here. Mosaic let's try to do mosaic. Let's put side view airbrush as well. As you see, oil painting here work nicely. And airbrush, let's see how it goes airbrush. And so this kind of things that you can play as well. So I think pretty much I cover everything about artists. So you can use up to 3 artists. It's very nice. You have a gigantic thing to play now to find different styles, combine it in the way you want. I think here we cover as well the prompt weights. Think about a sum of 10, play with those numbers between artists. You go fine tuning that weight. And also we can use colors, color effects, and we can use, we cannot use photo effects, for example. That doesn't work as well. For example, haze, blue hour, golden hour, those photo effects doesn't work. And also what doesn't work is, photo doesn't work is as I explained as well, is the details and lights. So And also, and then we learn as well what that we can play with the color, and we learn as well we can play with some kinds of methods here. Some methods will work, some methods won't work. So I had it here, for example, airbrush. Airbrush work very nice, by the way. Airbrush is perfectly working here, and the mosaic worked very well as well. See, we have a lot of mosaics here now. So pretty much understand the ones that work better with the art you're doing, and go for it, guys. I hope now guys know to use better the mixing artist, making reference, and do that. Please, I cannot stress this more. Create your own. Do not finish your work just using one style and putting out. Play with this, make something new, make some difference, make some more. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.